Hello everyone, Drake Robinson here, and I have to make this video because it's just something that's just been driving me crazy. It's just something that, I can't help but notice, growing up in this modern era versus I was born in the wrong time. I should have been born in the 1970s or the 1980s or something like that, where times were a little bit more like I shouldn't have been born in 2001, which I was born in, which sucks because that means I had to experience the very brief amount of normalcy this world had in the early 2000s. And I grew up in the 2010s and nowadays where everything is so woke and just so ugh, disgusting. Like I want to physically throw up and shit. Now with this world being the way it is, well, I want to talk about the difference between modern females and the females of the past. Their attitudes are a lot different. And don't get me wrong, we had a lot of stuck up females in the past, but I mean, they're kind of few and far between, really. I mean, they weren't really a thing until the early to mid 2010s, if you will. Nowadays, it's just, a whole swath of females who are just, throwing their weight around and acting like they're the best things at sliced bread. I mean, you look at entertainment, you look at WWE, you look at just everything nowadays is so woke and just so non realistic when you think about it in a perfect world. I mean, you honestly think in a perfect world, the Hawk Tua, whatever her name is, chick would be a thing. You think in a perfect world, the fucking bad baby Barbie, whoever her name is, would be a thing. No, you don't have to be a talent. Now, what guy? Now, answer me this: what guy really with no talent at all would be propped up to a position to where they're a multi-millionaire? Only because of internet culture is that a thing nowadays. And it's just like only because of internet culture. That is the only reason. It's modern social media era where the mediocre of mediocrity can be a multimillionaire. That's why I want Elon Musk to take down and cancel OnlyFans because it, like the most undeserving people in the world get all the attention and fame and success with literally no talent to speak of. I may be the last priest of a dying religion known as the good guys of the who believe in treating a self-respecting woman with respect. Absolutely, if given the chance to, but I'm never given the chance to, so that's the thing. But I am that type of guy. I'm never the type of guy to just use a woman, a female for sex or to get something out of her popularity that she may have on social media. That is so grimy and disgusting to me. But like those are the type of men, quote unquote men, that a lot of modern females go for, which is so weird to me. But yeah, I just there's a difference between modern females and females of the past. Females of the past, they got their women's suffrage movement, which is a good thing. No one should just be I mean, no one should just be like looked at as one certain thing. Us good guys don't believe that. The Chads and the Tyrones believe that, but I don't, certainly. Um, um, It's just, but nowadays we've reached a point of absolute absurdity when it comes to females. It's like everything is now twisted. Females think they're the men in the relationship, and the men think they're the women in the relationship. It's just the weirdest thing in the world to me, and I don't see that. And then they bring the worst thing about it is they bring children in this world, and they're raising their kids to be kind of the same way that they are, and that's what contributes to this already kind of fucked up society when you think about it. I just can't with it, but I'm sorry I had to let that out. The difference between modern females and females of the past, for those who don't know, well, now you know. Now, females of the past had self-respect for themselves. They didn't go for the bad guy, the bad boy, quote unquote, who just wanted to use them for sex, and that's it. That's pretty much what they use them for, and then they discard them like they're nothing, which is a effed up thing to do. But modern females, for some reason, enjoy that. Why do you think modern females have like 15 baby daddies? And like it's just that wasn't a thing back in the day, but it's a thing now. It's for some reason it's a popular thing. Why do you think shows like Jerry Springer became, and Steve Morey and Steve Wilkos? Like, it's not a good thing that those shows are a thing, because when you look at it from the outside, because when you look at it from a realistic perspective, those shows are a thing because this society has glorified, a woman being used basically just for sex, and having like 10 baby daddies, and people finding out the paternity test. Like, it's just sad, just effed up when you think about it. Why are those shows popular? Like, this society has denigrated so much. It is so sad. It really is, and the fact that those type of shows are popular just is a glaring example of that. Cause like that's some backwards entertainment when you think about it. Like, in a perfect world, no female should ever like question who the baby daddy of her child is. If she's with one person, what she should be. If they're starting a family, then there should be no question. There should be no entertainment. I don't find entertainment in a female questioning one of seven baby daddies are. Like, what? I don't know. Maybe that's just where my mindset is, but I see no entertainment value in that. I don't. I know there's a market for that, especially in this blue pillar society. That's why those shows are so popular. Well, I guess not, because the Steve Wilkos show just got canceled recently, so maybe that's a good thing. Well, no, I would say Steve Wilkos is more so exposing like the pedos of society and the domestic abusers, and so of course his show got canceled before Jerry Springer and Maury's did. But because he was exposed the truly evil people in society. But that's just how it goes, I guess. You can't have that in this. But anyways, yeah, I just had to rant on that. Like, there's a difference between modern females and female and women. I'll respect them enough and call them women of the past who, knew what was up and knew what the situation was. Yeah. I'm out.